Hello everybody, happy Saturday. This is Ed and this is Let's Cook It. Today what I'm making is something called a hearty meat and potato casserole. Now I've already started some of the cooking process because I wanted to, get some steps out of the way because it's a little bit involved but not too bad. What it involves is the ingredients is a pound of ground beef, a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, any seasonings you like, and 3 or 4 large potatoes. I already sliced up 3 of the potatoes. They're pretty big. I didn't want to use all 4 because I thought it might be a little bit too much. And also it takes 2 cups of mozzarella cheese shredded. So I'm going to put the camera down here and show you what I've done so far. I've browned the ground beef and the onions together. I've already added the can of tomato sauce. And to this, I'm going to add some seasonings. I'm going to use some Tony's, some of that in there, give it a little bit of a kick. I'm going to use some of this Private Selection garlic and pepper seasoning. This is pretty good stuff. I've used it in a couple other dishes. Highly recommend it. You can find it at Kroger. Let's put some of that in there. That ought to be pretty good. And you can also season it once you serve it up and put it on your plate or in your bowl. And also I'm going to add some of the Penzeys Greek seasoning. Now folks, if you've ever tried Penzeys seasonings, you know how good they are. Highly recommend them. No, I do not have a sponsor. They do not sponsor my videos. But I do use their seasonings a lot. And I love everything I've ever tried from there. Alright, so we're going to give this a stir. Kind of get those seasonings blended into this mixture. Now I'm going to put this over to the side and turn that heat off. I've already got my baking dish greased. So what you're going to do is you're going to take half of your potatoes, put them in a layer on the bottom of the greased casserole dish. And I did use a mandolin slicer for these so they could be pretty uniform when they're cut up. Anyone who's ever used a mandolin slicer knows that you've got to be super careful with those. Always use the guard that comes with the mandolin slicer, because if you don't, you run the risk of cutting yourself, and that is not a good time for you or anybody else, especially if you bleed into your food, which you do not want to do. Okay. Now this is going to go into a 375-degree oven, or what I'm going to do is put it on the pellet smoker at the same temperature for about an hour or so. And you just want to put some of the meat on there. You might even be able to use maybe a little bit more meat. Maybe 2 pounds instead of just a pound. But I just went with the recipe that I got off the internet. And we're just going to go with that. And I think you could also use any kind of ground meat. Chicken, pork, turkey, sausage, whatever you like. I think that looks pretty good. You're just going to keep repeating the layers, basically. Put the rest of the potatoes on there. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to use all these potatoes, but what I am going to do, if I have any left over, I'm going to fry them up and have those potatoes as fried potatoes. Had to get some of that starch off my hands. I don't know. Let's put a few more potatoes on there. I think that looks pretty good. Yep. So now, let's put the rest of the meat mixture on there. Now what you're going to do is cover this dish with foil, bake it for 45 minutes at 375 degrees, or in my case, put it on the pellet smoker. Now I know that covering it with foil, putting it on this pellet smoker is not going to give a great smoky result, but I will put it on the pellet smoker, uncovered, with the cheese, and hopefully that will give us a pretty good result. All right, so there's all that. I've got all the meat on there. Let me get some foil. Put that back there. Make sure the dish is in the shot. Get the foil on there. And this is a pretty large dish that I have, so the foil isn't super duper wide across it, so you just kind of have to crimp it down so you can get a good seal on that. Tuck it underneath. I hope everybody is having a great day today. It is really nice and sunny here in Ohio. I think it's going to be either in the 70s or the 80s today. I'm not really sure, but I love it. So once I get this on the pellet grill and we get it cooked, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day outside in the backyard, work on my tan a little bit, lay by the pool, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. This is ready to go on the pellet grill at 375 for about 45 minutes, maybe 50, depending on how well the potatoes cook. Everybody, oh yeah, I'm going to put the video on pause, come back in a little bit, put the cheese on there, put it back on the pellet grill, take it back off the pellet grill, bring it back in. We're going to cut into it, we're going to try it, and we're going to see how it turns out. Everybody, stand by. I'll be back in just a little bit. Bye for now. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Cook It. This is Ed. The potato casserole is done. I took it off the pellet smoker just about 10 minutes ago. Put some cheese on there, let it melt, and all that good stuff. Let's put the camera down there so you can take a look at it. And there it is right there. Now I checked the potatoes. They seem to be fork tender. They're good to go to eat. So let's put the bowl over here. We're going to scoop a little bit of this out and take a bite of it. See how it is. Oh, look at that. With steam coming off of it. Alrighty. Let's put some salt and pepper on it for good measure. You can't beat salt and pepper for just about any dish. Okay. Put the camera back up here. Let's get a bite. Let's see what we think about it. Well, the potatoes are definitely done. They are falling apart on my fork. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Let's cool it off a little bit so I don't burn my mouth like I did the last video. I like this. Turned out very well. I would definitely make this again. Let's get another bite of it. There's the other bite. All right. I like that. I think it turned out very well. Definitely a dish that I would recommend. Pretty quick and easy to put together. I think, I'm not sure if this could use a little bit more sauce or less potato. I don't know. But as it is, I really do like it. And I think it's something, if you're a potato lover, if you love ground beef, tomato sauce, and cheese, I think it'd be a big smash in your home. Let's have another bite. It's pretty good. I like it. All right. I want to say something else. Everybody, have you noticed, forget about the clean dishes in the sink, because I cleaned up. Has everybody noticed this? That is an Amana radar range from 1982. It is a microwave that weighs about 80 pounds. I've had it for a few years. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best microwaves I've ever had. Now, I want to tell you, it is in really good working order. I've never had any problems with it. It heats everything perfectly. It's got this, the top dial is one timer. There's a bottom dial, there's another timer. It goes up to 30 minutes. Now, I want to say that it isn't like the microwaves that you buy today. The microwaves that we have today are pretty flimsy. They don't weigh a lot, and you know, all that good stuff. I've wanted one of these for many years, and I bought it a few years back, knowing that I always wanted one. So I thought, why not? Got it off eBay from a seller a few years ago, and it's been in operation ever since. I absolutely love this thing. I think it's going to last forever. And if you think about it, 1982 is when this was manufactured. This is 2026. It's still going strong all these years. 1982 was the year that I graduated from high school. So that ought to tell you something. I don't think many appliances from the 1980s are going to be in operation today. That was a little food break I just had. Well, I'm telling about the Amana radar range. I do see these a lot on Marketplace and eBay. They're out there. People have them for sale. Check it out if you want to. All right, everybody. I'm going to say it. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to taste good. This is Ed. This is Let's Cook It. If you'll hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, really helps out the channel. Might do a video tomorrow. Might do a video later on today with something else. I'm not real sure. I just have to think of some things that I want to cook. As I said before, I want to get outside, enjoy the weather a little bit, maybe get into something later, maybe go thrifting, head up some Goodwill, some thrift stores, maybe some yard sales if there's any out there. Not quite sure. And I know you can't see it, but Nelson's over here, the little white dog that we have. He's wanting a bite of this potato stuff. And yes, he is going to get a bite of it. And so will Eddie, the other schnauzer we have. Okay, everybody. I really appreciate you tuning in to the channel. I appreciate the comments and the engagement and all that. I really, really do love it. And I love doing these videos. And I hope everyone loves them as well. Okay. I'm going to get out of here for now. Finish this potato stuff. Fix a little bowl of it for Rich, see how he likes it. I think he's going to like it because, let's face it, he likes just about anything I cook. Brag on myself a little bit there. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Be safe, be well, and remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.